Yeah. So I would say, the bushings, you're in a sweet spot. Don't mess with it. It's good for our weight, and that I will admit was magnifique.
It ain't just the bushings. It ain't just the bushings. It's the tie rods where they're set, and of course the settings of the loose and back rear, loose front. But yeah, I made a lot of adjustments to get to this point right here. I made a lot of adjustments. And I haven't even rode it yet. So.
But what I would say
I warm up and go. I wouldn't mind taking one more lap once my ears.
Yeah.
You know,
it's 38. It's 38, 37 outside right now.
Sheesh.
That's that bitter cold.
This is what dedicated testers look like.
Yeah, I would say
we're doing this for you guys.
It's in a sweet spot. It's in a real nice sweet spot. You can corner, you can speed up. When you told me to overtake you, I full throttle it for a little bit in S mode. I didn't feel like, oh no, I'm in that danger zone. I only hit one spot coming down that hill that we hit.
Okay.
I don't know if it was like tree rubble or like loose dirt.
Right.
And I just got a little bit of traction slip. And that's not the board's fault, that's terrain. So, but with that, it rides nice. I'm rocking it like a big kahuna surfer.
Yeah.
You know, not full spread eagle from end to end, but like 3/4 of the way up is where my front foot is. Right. And I'm just putting my weight on the back to stable the back wheels and just riding it, just having it, just following it through. Don't command the board, just go with the flow kind of thing. You know? And it works, man. It works. Like at a high speed, you can lean. Usually I don't like narrow decks, but the narrowness of the deck isn't an issue here, so it doesn't feel like my foot's gonna slip or anything. Right. Yeah, it's got a really good concave. The concave. I can put the ball of my foot in the concave, and I can lock in my heel, and my toes are right over the edge, and I can feel myself gripping the turn. And I'm like, okay, this works. But it's solid. I would have to say any changes. I would have to say out the box is those bushings.
But depending on your weight.
Yeah.
You know, if you're light, if you're a 90-pound female, and you're on those bushings, you can do 30 all day long and you'll be fine. But for a big guy,
I'm 200 pounds plus,
and I'm 230-ish. So we need the stiffer bushings. You gotta really dial this board in for your specific weight, for your specific riding style. And if you're racing it for each specific track, and I would even go into say per turn and straightaway. This board is a board that you can literally micro dial in everything you need. Everything you need. You just have to realize what you need. Learning it is the beautiful part, because not only does the radius change by the height,
the lengths in the trucks.
Right.
Yeah.
So that can change your radius of your turns, and then your bushings, of course, also change. You know, whether they're stiffer or looser, change the radius of your turn. But overall, they change the rebound of your turn. That's the thing with bushings. You also want to think about the rebound of your turn and how natural is that, because when it snaps back to center, that's false. That's snapping back to center. When you just allow gravity to flow, then your flow state is so beautiful and natural, and you really get into a zone because there's no outside forces messing with you. And that's what I really love about the dynamics of these trucks. You can dial them in for your weight, for your speed, for your style, and all. And I'm glad that we got to work on this together as deeply as we did. Hopefully in 30-something degrees.
I was about to say that. When the weather's a little more accepting, we can come out and really, work her in and get like a good feel for more dynamic roadways. There are more corners in this park area. So,
But now that I know the course we just did, and because I have not rode this board since I've done all these tunings, I want to take it for a ride too.
Yeah.
So I want to do one more lap. I ain't gonna
heat up.
I ain't gonna say possibly two. It's cold as shit out here. 30-something.
Yes. Oh God, 37. I just checked it. Dude. 37. That is not.
And that's the thing. All right, so let's talk. This is almost less the board and more the tires. But however, it's all relative because given a big enough lever and you can move the world. So here's the deal. You were talking about the grip, how it felt there. I'd like you to expand on that a little bit, and then I'll go into my thoughts and feelings on that.
Oh, you look at the wheels, you think slick tires,
right?
You got to think, okay, you got to warm these up before you get a little wild and crazy with them. But they held even in this cold weather. Before I even really broke them in when they started getting warm, I was carving pretty deep. I was like, okay, these are holding. I was expecting. I was like, okay, these tires are cold. This is slicks. It's icy outside. I'm gonna bust my ass.
We're literally 3 degrees above freezing.
There's like, this is the moment I fall. I made sure and packed the helmet and I got gear on under the jacket. I'm like, all right, let's just get the fall out of the way so I know where the breaking point is.
Right.
But it held, and as it started warming up, as we were on lap 2, I was like, okay, now she's warm, now she's gripping. It doesn't bounce when you hit bumps because the little tree branches.
Right.
I was like, oh shit, tree branches, and it just kind of went over it. It absorbed it so well. Sorry, that's the phone.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
The board laughs at tree branches. And if I may interlude for just one moment. I love the loose terrain, the changing of the gravel with this board because it's so long that I have a lot of freedom to make a lot of mistakes and swing the rear end around, and it doesn't just get right away from you because you have so much leverage that you can catch it before it gets too big. I'm drifting all over the place on this thing. I love it.
But what I would say is, and if anyone's familiar with Philadelphia, we are on Parkside Avenue, right outside the
Man Music Center.
The Man Music Center.
The Del West.
And
52nd and Parkside.
52nd and Parkside. If you are familiar with that, you know there's a hill.
If you've been to the Roost Picnic, this is where the Roost Picnic is.
Exactly. And I used to live here. It's so funny. But
I got married over there. I got wedding pictures over there. I'll add it into the clip later.
If you're familiar with here, you will know that there's a hill.
Snake Hill.
And we came down that hill.
George's Hill.
Yes. And we came down that hill because I wanted to really see how the Dragon does, on those dynamic turns. And
it's a miniature tail of the Dragon. Yeah.
It is.
Yep.
And with that, it handled it well. It handled it very well. I've taken that corner with an Ace Deck N1. I've taken that corner with an Onsera. I've taken that corner with my Propel GT. I've taken that corner with a Meeple Voyager. And every once in a while, on that sharp left, the board starts to drift a little. You always get a little bit of tire slip. And it held. It locked into position.
Yeah.
I sped up, took the corner, leaned into my turn. I was like, okay. By that time, I'm ready to do lap 3, but never hears
my ears.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta warm up. Back to the car. We gotta go back to the car. And I'm just getting into it. The adrenaline's high now, so I'm like, oh, okay.
And
all right, fine.
The tires were, when I put the board in the car just now, the tires were really warming.
Yeah, because that's when it started really gripping it.
You had to warm it up. And I definitely wanted to pull back into the safety zone because you may not crash, but I'd have crashed trying to keep up with you.
I'm sorry.
I ain't got no protection.
So, like I said, I was starting to get into that zone. Like, you're feeling it. You're like, okay, and it's getting there. Like, it's good road conditions. It's well-paved road. Not too many imperfections. You got a little bit of a
convex.
Yeah, a convex, but with a little seam. There's a little seam with the
asphalt.
With the asphalt. That's what I was looking for, not pitch. The asphalt. And usually when you're riding and you hit that seam can really throw off your balance sometimes. But it absorbed all of that, and I was like, okay, this is working for me. And the only real threat I felt was the wildlife, because that fox that darted across the street with us. That motherfucker, that little guy. And he made me get a little scared because you hit wildlife doing this.
Yeah, critters is out.
Yeah, when you hit the wildlife,
world this season.
the wildlife will ruin your night. So.
Oh my God, it's so cold out there.
Yes, it is, and that's what I was worried about. But
what time is it?
Like I said, it rode really well. And once you dial in those bushings for like man weight, you know, like a big dude, heavy dude weight. Mm-hmm. And a lot of us, the funny thing about e-skaters, you don't have to fit a particular archetype with body build.
Right.
I've seen fat guys, I've seen skinny guys, I've seen tall, short, but but when you're skating, and this is a hobby that mostly a lot of older men do with when you get into the upper tier.
Yep.
The upper tier of this hobby, a lot of older men do, and we are heavier, bigger than your average e-skater who's in his 20s and lean and built. And I'm reminiscent of the days when I wasn't as fat, but that's okay. But once you get those bushings dialed in, the board's a dream. It rides well. You can switch up on it because even in the dark when we're riding, you see a little bit of debris you want to avoid. You can make those quick switch outs and avoid, and it's nimble enough to do that. And again, I'm judging this because I predominantly ride double kingpin, so you got that maneuverability of anything jumps out of you, you can just throw your weight into it and turn and get around it. But this kept up with that. Yep.
Yeah.
The board laughs at my attempt to criticize its ability to maneuver, but it maneuvers well. Even though you've got it locked in, you've got the bushings pretty tight. Because of the tight bushings, your turning radius does suffer. But it did well. I was able to do a full U-turn here.
Yeah.
Without, I have to get off and adjust. But
right.
Even when you said, hey, turn to the car, and I already crossed the light, I was able to turn right around and get back into the line to come back to the car. So, like I said, you're in a sweet spot. I wouldn't mess with it because it feels like it does everything you need to do right now. Mm-hmm. To take the hill, to take the course, the whole nine. It looks like it can handle that run for you. So for that, the Dragon is a solid thumbs up on my book. For a race board, and when the mini Dragons dropped, I looked them up. Mm-hmm. When the mini Dragons dropped, I don't see why someone wouldn't want one of those.
Oh yeah.
Maybe with the mini Dragon, you probably retrofit the axles to fit tame wheels, because I know the axles are a little thicker. I think it's like 12 millimeter thick axles. Yeah. If you could lock in like a 10 millimeter axle so that you can get the right bearings and stuff, so you can do some thin wheels.
That's the problem.
That would be good because I would kill to ride this on some Mad Wheels or some Discovery FEs 105s or 120s or 125s, and just get that lower to the road.
You can do it, but you got to change the tracks.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't want to have to change the truck.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, maybe if I can source like a 12 millimeter axle somewhere, and not axle, 12 millimeter diameter bearings to pop into the wheels so I can rock that. But
I don't know if it's the hub has to be big enough to.
That's the thing too.
The
whole dynamic of it. I would really like to see the Dragon.
Tommy Boy makes some hubs that goes with this, and there's a couple of other. I think Inboards probably makes a hub that would go. But it's one of those bigger hubs that is just like, hey, I want to be big.
Yeah.
So.
But it's a good board. It is a solid board. It's true to its name. It's a fierce board. It tackled a hill. Usually when you're riding uphill, you can feel when the motors are starting to struggle.
Oh yeah.
It tackled those hills.
Yeah, it's got plenty of power.
Yeah, because even with the car jumped out in the bike lane to try and do whatever it is you wanted to do.
Yeah.
I went around them so easily. I was like, oh, okay, I don't have to slow down. I could just zip and keep it going. And it just climbed the hill. You need that overtake. You need that power to overtake a car that's moving a little too slow.
You got me ready to put this in S mode and go up during this hill.
Hey, it'll make the climb. It'll make the climb. I'm confident it'll make that climb.
I know it will for sure.
So I mean, if what's the plan? We're gonna raise the cold again, or we're gonna postpone the sun?
Oh no. We one more time.
One more time.
Again.
All right.
One more again.
Out into the cold. One more time.